What's up, everybody? JayC here with another live stream, a special live stream I thought we would do tonight with the premium Hasbro thing that went on this evening. I thought I would give guys who didn't, pay the $50 premium or whatever to be able to watch it, though I guess apparently you didn't have to pay that to actually watch it, as I understand. But nevertheless, I thought tonight would be a cool night, to have a live stream day before tomorrow's big event where Hasbro really shows off a ton of stuff. And so we can kind of talk about what maybe we're going to see tomorrow, and what we're hoping to see tomorrow, things like that. And then also, I decided let's make it big tonight. And so we're bringing back pop culture trivia tonight. And I'm going to be giving not only $100 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store, not only $200 store credit to let me rephrase that. I'm giving away $300 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store tonight, totaling $300. So the way it's going to work, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a long-time live stream viewer, you're probably a little familiar with this, how we do this. But I've got 7 trivia questions here, all based on pop culture. Tonight's are mostly toy based, a few maybe cartoon based, but mostly toy based tonight. And I'm gonna ask the question throughout the night. We're gonna stream tonight about 2 hours, so I'm planning on going to about 9 o'clock tonight. So throughout the night, I will ask one of these 7 questions. And then the first person, as the comments scroll down, the first correct answer I see, I will call that person's name out. And then that person's name will go into the bucket, which tonight I'm using a Superman 112 Collective tin for our bucket. So your name will go in the bucket. And then at the end of the evening, as we get close to 9 o'clock, after we've asked all the questions, I will then draw 3 names out of the bucket, and those will be the people who win the store credit. Now, you can get more than one question right, and if you get more than one question right, your name goes into the bucket more than once. So conceivably, if you answered 3 of the questions right, you could possibly walk away with $300 worth of store credit. That is certainly a possibility. So the more chances you win, the better your chance of having your name drawn. And then in this particular case, normally we only do $100 store credit, so you only get one chance to win. But tonight you get 3, so the more chances the more correct answers you get, the better your chances of winning, and then possibly even winning more than just $100. Now, I do want to preference that it's the first answer I see. So if by some chance I happen to miss somebody who scrolled past that did get the correct answer, unfortunately, I got to go by the one I see and I call out. So I generally get the first one, but I just want to preference that, in case somebody's like, oh, I got it first. So it's got to be the first one I see and read, which hopefully is the very first one to get the right answer. I can see your comments here on my screen. So that's how it works. So we'll get to the first question, and if you can't hang out for the full 2 hours tonight, and say you get one of the answers right early in the night, but you can't hang out to the end to see if your name is drawn, you can come back tomorrow, and the video will be up on the channel, and you can look through it and you can see if your name was drawn, and I'll give you 24 to 48 hours to contact me and claim your prize. And I'll put an email in the comment section when the video becomes a normal video. There'll be my email there that you can find in the video description. If you hang out all night, that's great, but you don't have to, is basically what I'm saying. So let's see who is in the house tonight. So we've got Everett, what's up? Sky Mobio, probably mispronounced that, sorry man, but Collector, what's up, man? Kyle's in the house. Rainbow Rare, Articulated Doom, Mr. Allmine, Felix, and we got 91 people in the house tonight, so welcome everybody. I'm curious how many of you actually were watching the Hasbro thing tonight. So apparently, I don't know what the deal is, but a friend of mine who used to be a premium member before they started making you pay, just decided to go check out the site, and he was able to watch the stream. And then he sent me a link. He sent me the link, and I wasn't even logged in. I've never been a premium member, and I was able to watch the stream. Now I only caught the back half of it. Um, but apparently, I guess if you knew where to go, you didn't actually have to be a premium member, meaning you didn't have to pay the $50 to watch tonight. Now, looked like they gave away like a Sentinel tonight, so I assume you had to be a registered premium member in order to actually claim that prize. So I guess there was a little incentive there to be the a premium member, but they kind of billed it as only people who were premium members could watch it, and that really didn't seem to be the case. And I heard I heard the chat. I didn't really even I came in at the tail end, and by that point the only thing I was seeing in the chat were people trying to claim the be entered for the Sentinel contest. But I heard when things started, the chat was not going well, and I, I want to be upfront with you guys. I understand if you're frustrated with some of the things that Hasbro's been doing. Frankly, expecting people to pay to see product reveals or even get first crack access to be able to buy their products, I frankly think is kind of milking the fandom and is a bit ridiculous. But even things like obviously people are fed up with the Target exclusives and stuff, so I get the frustration, but there is a way to express your discontent without being an immature or way over the top a-hole. And I didn't see these comments, so I can't specifically speak to what people were saying. But I was hearing things like people were making racist comments and stuff, and that's not going to get your point across. That's not helping the case. That's not going to convince Hasbro to change what they do. you know it just makes the fandom in general look bad, to be honest. So I'm hoping none of you guys were doing that, but I just, like I said, I completely understand. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you should be just happy with Hasbro and everything they do. I'm not going to tell you that in any way. I think there's definitely some things that the people that collect their products can be frustrated over or upset about and what have you. But I really don't think if what I was hearing was going on in the comment section, um, that's not the way to express your unhappiness. At least not in a way that's going to be effective in any way. And like I said, it just tends to make the entire fandom look bad. And kind of it lessens your voice, not strengthens it when you act in that way. So let's see. Big Chungus 999 likes cheap plastics. Okay. What's up, Joel? Side a very sock rocker. Hasbro will rightfully do the opposite of what racists want. Yeah, and I don't know. I just heard there were racist. I don't know what specific comments, and frankly, I don't want to know. But yeah, that's just totally inappropriate. Or if you're using foul language, or if you're making threats or anything. I mean, again, I didn't read any of the comments, so I don't know exactly what was said. But well, Rocker, yeah, there are complainers in the fandom, but I again, it's not. I'm not sitting here saying you shouldn't complain. There are things. Like I said, I feel like Hasbro is in fact probably killing the GI Joe classified line with all the Target exclusives. I would be right there with you. So I certainly feel that there are legitimate things to I guess complain about, but there's a right way to complain and there's a wrong way to complain. And if you're making inappropriate or lewd or attacking or what have you, that's not the right way to complain. So I'm not saying you shouldn't complain. I'm just saying that or make your voice heard about your dissatisfaction with something, but again, there's a correct way to do it and there's an incorrect way to do it. So, and when you do it the incorrect way, it might feel good at the moment, but you're really not helping your case. You're probably making it worse. So, Neil Hill says, "Spill on the GI Joe classified secrets." I don't really have any secrets that I haven't already talked about. I mean, um, I think tomorrow, and and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but the only reveals tonight were a couple Marvel Legends. I didn't see anything. Again, I came in late, so I didn't see the whole thing, but I didn't see any indication there was any reveals for GI Joe or Star Wars or Transformers or anything. I saw some weird rock band dressed up as Transformers singing. I don't know what the hell was that, but I didn't see any other actual toy reveals tonight other than the Marvel Legends Domino and Cannonball 2-pack, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But the only, I mean, I don't have, it came out this week that it looks very much like Major Blood, is going to be a Target exclusive, and I had kind of come to that conclusion a couple weeks ago myself when I was checking with other retailers to see if they had any listings for Major Blood or really anything here in the near future other than movie product. And unfortunately, I've not seen any indication. So, the fan site His Tank reported this week that they had intel specifically saying it was a Target exclusive. I don't know what their intel is, but I've seen nothing to contradict that. So I feel like that is going to be the case. And I also, the same goes for like the Alley Viper and possibly the barbecue figure. I didn't check specifically on barbecue, but that's one of the figures that have been rumored for quite a long time. So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow, like those three figures ended up being announced as Cobra Island Target exclusives. Um, but I basically tomorrow's focus is going to be GI Joe movie stuff, and we saw the stuff made for the kids. Images were officially released the other day, and tomorrow we should see some of the classified stuff. And I guess if the toys are accurate, that we're going to be seeing some very cartoon like costumes in the Snake Eyes movie. Scarlett's outfit on the figure that we saw this week, looks very much like her outfit from the cartoon. So, John, will they? John asks, will they announce what the exclusive partner section on Hasbro Pulse will be about? I mean, I think it's pretty clear what that is. I mean, partner exclusives is essentially them saying exclusives that have been carried at stores like Walmart and Target and stuff. And we've seen some of those, like some of the Transformer Red stuff and some of those Power Ranger retro figures that were like Walmart exclusives. So that's what that section is. The question is, will they have any real, what I would call really good exclusives there that are really the high demand exclusives that everybody wants, or will they just be stuff that didn't really sell that well at whatever store they were an exclusive at, so it's kind of leftovers that they're now selling through their website. And so far what they put up there really kind of suggests the latter, that it's which is why I'm not expecting to see like Cobra Island figures put up on there, because those seem to fly off the shelves really quick. So I that's what the section is, but again, the real question is, will they ever put any like really high demand exclusives on there, or will it just be kind of the leftover stuff? What's up, Blake? Would love to see snow job figure in the future with every accessory, gun, skis, backpack. Yeah, I agree. A 6-inch snow job would be cool. I don't think we're gonna see that tomorrow, but he would be cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did, Joseph. I did see that too. That they announced a vintage collection fan vote, but they didn't really. Well, I guess they revealed the figures that were going to be in the fan vote, but they didn't, like, nothing new though. Those were all, if I'm not mistaken, I only looked at it for a second, but it looked like all figures that had been essentially they were gonna you're voting on what figure you want to see reissued in the vintage collection. Kyle says he's excited for the Carrillo movie. All right, man. The Emma Stone movie. Yeah, this is the mic. I was moving. I don't know. Sometimes you guys say you have a hard time hearing. I've got a new chair down here, and it puts me farther back, so that's why I moved it. Bean says Dwight hinted that there's a few more robot characters coming from Marvel Legends this year, besides the ones we already know about. Well, the only robot character other than the Sentinel and Ultron, yeah, I mean, as far as robots, I mean, I assume we're not counting like an Iron Man figure as a robot. But I wouldn't be surprised, Dwight loves well, Reavers aren't really robots either, though I don't know if what he's classifying as robots, so I saw they were showing off the Sentinel tonight, but I didn't get to actually see it. So by the time I tuned in right as they sat the Sentinel off camera, so I missed so I'm sure I'll see it tomorrow, but I missed the updated look at the Sentinel tonight. What's up, Jack? Glad you can hear me better. Yeah, I mean I can put it right in my face like this if that helps, but Silvermane as a robot. A new Vision. Yeah, I guess Vision would count as a robot. Mojo. We're gonna get Mojo. I guess it could be a Build-A-Figure for a wave. I'm not. I mean, so each panel tomorrow, they still haven't given, as far as I know of, they still haven't given specific times unless they like announced it during the thing tonight. But they've said that things will start tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and then it'll go to 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And they've announced 6 panels. So there is Fortnite, there is Transformers, there is Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, and Star Wars. And I'm guessing that's the order they're going to go in because that's how they have them listed on the Hasbro website. So, basically that would mean that Fortnite panel will start from 11 to 12. The Transformers panel would be from 12 to 1 o'clock p.m. or, thereabouts. They probably won't go a full 60 minutes. There'll probably be a couple minutes break between the panels. Chris says, I sent you the video for April figure, Talk with Randy Falk on Instagram. Oh, are you talking about where it's going to be a pre-order? I haven't seen that, but I'll check if that's what you're referring to. Because I haven't seen them say the April O'Neil movie figure was going to be a pre-order only thing. But it makes sense. Coco, Ragnarok, reuse the Thor buck. I'm not sure what exactly about Ragnarok you're asking about. Is Mecha Godzilla in Marvel? Maybe that's what one of the. No, I don't think Mecha Godzilla falls under Hasbro's purview at this point. All right, just because I don't want the time to get away from me, and we're already at 7:30. So I'm gonna ask. This is the first question of the night for the trivia contest. So again, the way this works is I'm gonna ask the question. I'm gonna mix these up. a number of Marvel Legend related questions tonight. I figured we'd be talking a lot about Marvel Legends tonight, so I threw in a number of Marvel Legend questions. So I'm going to ask the question. First correct answer I see come across the screen, I will call that person's name out and then write their name on the card. And then that person's name will then go in the bucket. And then at the end of the evening, I will draw out 3 names. Yes, you can win more. You can get more than one question right. So the more you get right, the better your chances of winning. You know, if you got every single question right, then you'd be guaranteed walking home or, you know, leaving tonight with $300 worth of store credit from Big Bad Toy Store. So, okay, this is a good one. This is a Marvel Legend question. Which Marvel Legend exclusive was released as part of a comic book? Again, which Marvel Legends exclusive was released as part of a comic book? And when I say part, I mean literally part of a comic book. There you go. Gabe 99. The correct answer is Flatman. So let me write his name down. Congrats, Gabe. So, back in 2005, this is when Toy Biz was still doing Marvel Legends. On the back of the Great Lakes Avengers Christmas special was essentially a cutout of the character Flatman. And it was actually listed as an actual Marvel Legend exclusive figure. It said something like infinite articulation or something along those lines. But it is actually officially considered a Marvel Legend figure. And all it is it's essentially a piece of paper that you cut out on the back page of this comic book. So Flatman is part of the. You don't know who Flatman is? He's part of the Great Lake Avengers, man. Which was kind of a spoof group of characters. He's essentially he turns flat like a thin piece of paper. That's his power. So congrats, Gabe. You're the first winner of the night. So we'll see if you get to walk away with one of the prizes. What's up, Kato? Welcome. And I remember it vaguely. I remember that comic vaguely. And I gotta actually check and see if I actually still have that comic because I know I was doing research, you know, looking for questions today, and I came across it. So, I'll have to see if I actually have that comic book because I I never really considered that an actual Marvel Legend. I mean, it was a gag. I mean, let's be clear. It was technically a gag, but it literally listed it as a Marvel Legend figure. And you could cut it out and you could display it. You know, it was 6 inch, so hey Bean. I don't remember if he's related to Reed anyway. I mean, he's got a similar ability, but and he looks kind of like Reed Richards. I mean, again, the whole Great Lakes Avengers was kind of done as a gag thing. I think it actually, they became more popular than I think Marvel realized they would be when they first created them. Oh snap! Yeah, they appeared in Avenger. They first appeared in Avengers West Coast. You're correct. Neil Hill, is Toy Biz considered Marvel Legends? Heck yeah, man! They created Marvel Legends. Kyle says Flatman Disney Plus series. Do it now. Don't give them ideas, man. We already got a Modoc series. animated series at least. If you do a Google search for it, you'll find pictures of it. Kyle, have I seen the Invisible Man April Fool's figure? Yeah, from Super 7? Yeah, one of their reaction figures. Yeah, I saw that. All right, well, so just in case anybody missed it from tonight, I'm going to flip over to the other screen here. So hold on, my screen is kind of messed up. Sorry, a little technical difficulties here. I assume you guys can hear. Yeah, okay, yeah, looks like you can hear me. All right, so let's jump over to Marvel's news here. So this was announced tonight. So you may recall they teased the Cannonball legs several live streams ago. And now we know that we're getting Cannonball and Domino as a 2-pack. And Domino's got the double hinged elbows. So we were starting to see the double hinged elbows with G.I. Joe classified figures, female classified figures, and now looks like they're incorporating them. Going to start incorporating them more into Marvel Legends as well. And then not shown in this image, but Cannonball apparently is going to have a second screaming head sculpt. So, and we don't know how this set's going to be released. I suspect it's probably going to be a store exclusive, but they have not given those details yet. Oh, we got Echo. How's that? Hopefully that got rid of the echo. I had 2 mics on apparently. Tyrone saying the screaming head was the other figure. Which other figure? Audrey says just because you're covering a 2-pack doesn't mean you have to have 2 voices. Marvel Legends Echo confirmed, says Bean. Duder saying they said this head sculpt was a new one, not the screaming one. Okay, I'll have to double check on that. So, I didn't hear it for myself, but somebody had told me that it was going to have 2 head sculpts, the one shown here and then a screaming one. Yeah, we still need the feral. So we still got that clue that's yet to be revealed about the Marvel Legend figure with the tail. So hopefully maybe we'll find out what that clue was for tomorrow. Hey, what's up, Dan? Dan was Dan was hooking me up with info from the panel until I realized that I could actually watch it without having to be a premium member. Dustin, you're gonna pass on these? Not an X Force fan? I like the domino. I think I kind of like the domino that we just got recently over this one, but I definitely like in this cannonball figure with the legs. So, and this is probably more original X Force look for. I don't think her. I mean, it's hard to tell from this one image, but I don't think her body looks terribly proportioned. I'll wait till we get a better look at her. Oscar says he wants to see what's up with Excalibur. My money is still on that being an Amazon exclusive, which I have a feeling will get announced tomorrow. But I mean, I don't know because, but I just my money is it being an Amazon exclusive box set for the original Excalibur team. Morris Rock 70. No, these were the only two new figures that they revealed tonight. So they're just warming us up for everything tomorrow. I I mean with the Marvel, if they reveal everything that has kind of been rumored, I mean they got a lot of stuff to show off tomorrow, um, and with only having like an hour, it's going to be like boom, boom, boom. Oh snap! Didn't bother with the X Force figs. You did get Cannonball, only for customizing. I see, Cole. At first, I was leaning towards maybe something like that, but just being we've seen that Amazon what looks like is going to be a box set pop up on the Amazon website here recently, and they've been doing every year now they've been doing like a team type box set as Amazon exclusive. So I just I mean I can't say 100%, but it just everything right now based on what we know is just leaning towards it being an Excalibur box set. Michael, we need three more Wolverines. I'm sure we'll get at least one Wolverine. They'll probably find a way to throw Wolverine in the second wave of Age of Apocalypse figures, so that'll probably make you happy. Nah, Oscar, I think they'll talk about more than that. I think they're going to show off the Infinity Saga wave or assortment, whatever you want to call it, of movie stuff. So I think that'll be a big focus tomorrow. I think probably we'll get a complete reveal of the. I don't know if we'll get like a reveal of the Iron Man wave tomorrow. We've already gotten a reveal of the Bring on the Bad Guys wave. I doubt they would show the Shang-Chi wave tomorrow because it's still too spoilerish. They're not going to show the Disney Plus wave tomorrow. They're going to continue to put that out every Monday after each episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We might see the Fantastic Four retro wave, or they might at least start teasing that a bit. They might not show off the whole wave. I'm just going through my head of everything that's been rumored that they might show. Like I don't think they're going to show off the next Spider-Man wave, which has got movie figures, so that's going to be 2 spoilers. I mean, with some of these, they might like show, like they often do, they might show like 1 or 2 figures from the wave. So like with this next Spider-Man wave, they could maybe show 1 or 2 of the comic book based figures. Same thing with the Shang-Chi wave, I suppose. I mean, they've already shown 2 figures with the Shang-Chi wave. So like I could see them, since we know Mr. Hyde is going to be in the Shang-Chi wave, I could see them, you know, showing off the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure from the Shang-Chi wave tomorrow. Yeah, because all the other figure, the Iron Man figure, we have already seen, and the video game Captain America figure we've already seen. So the other figures are movie based. So that's probably the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure is probably something they will end up showing tomorrow. Dustin Steffens, I definitely think you should tune in tomorrow. Cal says, looking forward to the Infinity Saga boxes. If they don't show those Infinity Saga figures tomorrow, I'm going to be pissed. I'm tired. We need to see those. Being that Amazon's like listed half of them already, I would think they're going to go on and put those out there. Oh snap. Well, they got to do it officially. You know, because the images leaked out from Hasbro's point of view, they still consider it not yet revealed. So, yeah, they will continue to show stuff like that. And honestly, I mean, you know, we haven't seen the we know it's Mr. Hyde because we saw the pieces in the packaging for the Shang-Chi figures, but we haven't actually seen the figure assembled. So, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing what the Mr. Hyde figure is going to look like tomorrow. So. Blackhawks is not happy about Hasbro first releasing Cannonball with no legs and now releasing him in a 2-pack. Joey, Infinity Saga, where have you been, man? I've talked about those multiple times, but it's an assortment of movie figures very similar to the MCU 10th anniversary line that they did a couple years ago. So there'll be 10 figures released, 3 of which will probably be store exclusives. Jeff, I've not heard any Silverhawk updates from Super 7. So, and I haven't even really heard them say when they're going to show them. They're probably going to wait until around San Diego Comic-Con time, which, you know, there is no San Diego Comic-Con this year, but, you know, July time frame. So that would be my guess. All right, let's do another question. So just to recap, if you came in late, there's a total of 7 questions. I've already asked 1, so we've got 6 to go. I'm going to read a question. The first correct answer I see scroll across the screen. I'm going to read off their name and write it on the back of the card. And then I'm going to put it in the bucket at the end of the evening. After I've asked all 7 questions, I will then draw 3 different names out of the bucket, and those people will be the winners of the $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. You can get more than 1 correct answer, which increases your chances of at least winning once and possibly winning more. You could conceivably walk away with $300 worth of store credit if you got at least three answers correct. And so far, Gabe is off to, he got the correct answer on the first question. So let me mix these up. And these questions are mixed. Mostly tonight are action figure based. 1 or 2 are, I think, cartoon, but mostly we're dealing with action figure questions tonight. Okay, I think this is the one cartoon question of the evening. What cartoon is the Technopede from? I'll repeat. What cartoon is the Technopede from? I don't know why you guys are reading off Marvel characters. No, not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Thundercats. There you go. Joseph, you're the first correct answer I saw, so let me write your name down. So I was watching Thundercats today on Hulu when I was writing up these questions. And so that's how I came about this one. I was watching that episode. So congrats, Joseph. Your name is now going into the bucket. So 2 questions down, 5 to go. I just realized that I never turned the screen back, so you guys are just hearing me talk while you're looking at Cannonball and Domino there. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I wouldn't have known that myself, except like I said, when I needed one more question, and I was watching Thundercats while I was writing the questions up. I was like, oh, what the hell? So, what do you guys? So, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on what you're looking forward, what you're hoping to see, and either what you're hoping to see or what you think you will see. It doesn't have to be Marvel, just Marvel. Star Wars, GI Joe, Power Rangers, Fortnite. We're going to be seeing Hasbro's first assortment of Fortnite figures, I guess, tomorrow. Sock Rocker says, "What does RoboCop do in the bathroom? He techno pees." El Vampiro, have you found the new Nova figure? Those lucky bastards in Canada have been finding it. Austin, I don't think we're going to see a Black Series Cara Dune tomorrow. Call me crazy, but I don't think that's going to be on the agenda. I think tomorrow we will see some more Mandalorian figures. Probably start seeing some of the season 2 stuff. So I don't know this in any way for sure. Just completely guessing, but I would not be surprised if tomorrow we get our first look at the Mandalorian season 2. One of the Boba Fett, at least one of the Boba Fett figures. I imagine they're going to do all the versions of Boba Fett, but and I'm hoping it's like in his armor that's all cleaned up. I hope that's the first figure that they do for Boba Fett. Well, there's no Ghostbuster panel tomorrow, James, so there isn't going to be any Ghostbuster reveals tomorrow. I think we got the one Ghostbuster revealed today when Hasbro released images for those little mini State Puff guys that was in the new video that they released yesterday for the movie, for the Afterlife movie. I don't think there is a Black Series Frog Lady. Bill Burr figure. Yeah, we could see his character possibly. With Star Wars, it's a question of how many we should take account and see how many of the Star Wars reveals will be some type of repaint and how many will be actually brand new figures. Jerry says I'm like a college professor asking footnote questions. Optimus 17, unless Whiplash is like one of the store exclusives, I don't think we'll see a Whiplash figure tomorrow. I guess it's possible it could be one of the one of the two exclusives, because one of the exclusives from the Infinity Saga line is going to be based on Iron Man 3, thanks to the leak from Amazon. I don't know what figures from Iron Man 3, but one of those is going to be Iron Man 3. So it's possible one of the other two store exclusives will be based on Iron Man 2, but if I was a betting man, I would probably say not. I don't know if they're going to do a Whiplash figure. Just because it's from what I've heard, and obviously this is only based on internet rumor gossip, but the actor who played Whiplash in Iron Man 2, I don't think parted ways with Disney very well. So even though technically I'm sure Hasbro could do it, Disney probably, wouldn't be a fan if they did. So wouldn't be too happy if they did. So my guess is they would probably steer away from Whiplash. Again, I could be wrong, but my personal feeling is we won't see them do a Whiplash figure. Mark Davis says we really need a new Fing Fang Foom figure. I guess that could fit the tail clue, but I mean, I don't know. I guess they could do him as a build a figure. Hey, Jason. Yeah, I've heard those rumors as well. Welcome to Deathlock. I'd say definitely tune in tomorrow. Lou saying he doesn't want to see G.I. Joe as a Target exclusive. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. Mario saying he'll take an updated version of Iron Patriot and Mark 42. See, for that Amazon exclusive set, that would be my first guess. Is they're going to give us updated versions of Iron Man and Iron Patriot from Iron Man 3. Chris, yeah, those rumored Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Power Ranger crossover figures. That'll be cool if we see those tomorrow. I don't think there's much chance of seeing prehistoric Avengers. Galactus, Galactus Haslab. I mean, they've been very silent on any further HasLab projects so far this year. I mean, like you would think maybe they would have at least teased something. I mean, maybe tomorrow they will, and then like come July they would announce something. I don't know, but really, there's been no indication of another HasLab anything up until this point. But again, maybe tomorrow they will at least start to tease something if they are planning on doing, another HasLab. So speaking of HasLab, so just to update you guys, I'm gonna turn the camera here because I want to show you guys. So I decided, some of you were like with my Unicron that I should keep him in his robot mode. So I have, mainly because I just didn't feel like trying to transform him back into his planet mode right now. And I've hung him up in his robot mode. So I'm going to turn the camera here. So probably going to jiggle. So there he is, hanging above my workstation there in his robot mode, staring down at me. So I'm going to leave him in his robot mode for a little bit. And then eventually I'm probably going to put him back in his planet mode, just because he hangs down more. So like I've hit my head on his feet a couple times when I've stood up. But that space over there over the desk is the only place I really have to hang him. So yeah, he is big and he's heavy. Like you don't need weights to work out. You just like pick up your Unicron a few times for your daily exercise and you'll start building some muscle mass. Awesome Optimus. Yeah, an MCU Mark V would be cool. Um, ZD Toys is doing a Mark V, which will be out in June. So, I mean, they're an overseas company, so you'd have to get it from overseas, but the one they're doing is pretty good, and it's technically it's around 7 inches, but I think it would fit in with Marvel Legends. Let me pull the mic back. So. Brian, I did see the 5 point set, the 1941 Superman 5 point set. Looks pretty cool. I mean, I'm not into the minimal articulation figures that much, but I do like, I like what they've been doing with those deluxe sets, like the one with the Batcave, where they really kind of set it up where like you can create dioramas and you've got play features like the Superman's got the phone booth where you can turn from Clark Kent to Superman. So while I'm not super into the 5 point figures themselves, I do like what Mezco's been doing with those deluxe sets. Salome, I don't know where Salome is tonight, Oscar. We got the windows. It's been like in the upper 70s and 80s here, and so we've got all the windows in the house open, and so the cats all like to sit and look out the windows and stare at the birds. Palm 1994 says he wants another shot at the HasLab Sentinel. Did you not get one at all, or you just want to try and get us another one? Kyle says, when will the Disney Plus wave release? As far as I know of, like late May, June timeframe is when we should see the wave. So I suspect it will go up for pre-order after the final episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So we've got what, 3 more episodes to go. So I would say the wave will probably go up for pre-order in about 3 weeks. But release wise, it should be out. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing it hit someplace probably overseas late May, but here in the US I believe it should start hitting shelves like around June timeframe. Sideways Rocker says he's got 2 HasLab Sentinels, but he might need a third. I got one. Martinez, thank you, man. I really appreciate it for the $5 super chat. And the Hulk's probably going to bust on here in a second. Or not. But I appreciate you, man. Really do. But so anyway, I got one Sentinel. Oh, there he is. Delayed. But thanks again, man. I really appreciate it, Martinez. But yeah, the Sentinel, so I got one. I was gonna get two. I debated on whether I was gonna get one or two, but I decided to go with one. And mainly my plan is I've got the original Toy Biz Build a Figure Sentinel, and then I've got the Marvel Universe um, Sentinel that they did. So my plan is I'm gonna make the HasLab one essentially master mold, and then the other two shorter Sentinels will be like my normal Sentinels, and that's how I'll display them. Dan says, "Is their brand I'm looking forward to the most for Hasbro's Pulse event?" Well, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some of these Marvel Legends that I've been talking about for months and months. It'll be nice to actually finally see them. So that I'm looking forward to. And then I'm look like it's kind of a mixed bag. Like I really want to see this GI Joe classified Major Blood figure. I think it's probably going to be badass, but then when they say it's a Target exclusive, I'm going to be pissed. I'm assuming that it would probably go up for if it is a Target exclusive, like it's looking like. I assume that Target will put them up for pre-order tomorrow. So I don't know. Maybe we'll cross our fingers and hope that Target has done something so that they last more than 2 seconds before selling out on their website. But I'm looking forward to seeing the GI Joe classified figures, but I'm not too excited if pretty much all the non-movie stuff is going to be Target exclusive. So. And then, if we see like a Mandalorian Boba Fett, I think that would be cool. Um, Transformers. I really think the Transformer brand at Hasbro has really been putting out some of the coolest stuff out of all of Hasbro's brands recently. So like those reveals from the other day with the Arc and Galvatron, those are I think are really cool. Now obviously we've already seen those. So I don't know what else they might show tomorrow, but but I've really been impressed with a lot of the stuff that Hasbro's been doing recently with the Transformers. Oh snap. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Apparently, the comments on tonight's stream were not very appropriate. And I'm guessing tomorrow it'll be more of the same. But again, I got to reiterate, while I totally understand the frustration that people feel, try and express your frustration in a civil manner. Um, don't be a dick, because that just makes us as as the collectors, that just makes us look bad, and it's not going to convince Hasbro to change anything. And the other thing about that is the designers that generally we see in these live streams, they are not the ones that are determining, the GI Joe designers who work and make the figures on the classified line. Those are not the guys who are going, okay, we're going to make these Target store exclusives. So you're not even taking your frustration out really on the right people. Those guys are probably as frustrated as you are that more people aren't able to find these figures that they've been working hard on and everything. So there's also just that element that you're not really addressing. I mean, I'm sure the powers that be at Hasbro get wind of the negativity, but still, you're really you're really taking your frustrations out on the wrong people when you go on those live streams and you start um, attacking them essentially. So, all right, we're at the 8 o'clock hour, so we've got 5 questions to go. So let's go on and ask another one. So again, for anyone who's just now joining, there's a total of 7 questions. I've already asked two, so we've got 5 more to go. I'm going to ask a question, and then the first correct answer I see scroll across the screen will I will call their name out, write it on the card, and then I will put the name in the bucket. And then at the end of the evening, after I've asked all 7 questions, I will draw out 3 names from the bucket, and those people will win the $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. So there's a chance to win I'm giving away 3 different $100 store credits. You can answer more than one question correctly. So the more questions you get right, the better your chances of winning. Yada yada yada. So let's do it. Let me mix them up. I think everything left in here is action figure related. So okay, yep. This. All right. Here's question number 3. What toy company, modern day toy company, started out as a magazine covering vintage Japanese toys? I'll read the question again. What toy company started out as a magazine that covered vintage Japanese toys? There we go. Yellow Jacket. Super 7 is the correct answer. So yeah, Super 7 actually started out as a magazine, primarily focusing on, vintage Japanese toys. So, Yellow Jacket, your name is going in the bucket. Congrats. And actually, my partner who runs T-Formers, he actually back then he actually did a little work with them and did like this big giant Optimus Prime article for them. Like he's really into Optimus Prime. He has like every Optimus Prime figure that they've made. So he did this big kind of feature on all the Optimus Prime toys in one of their issues. I don't know why some of you are getting delayed, but we still got 4 more questions to go tonight, so we still got more chances to win. We haven't gotten any repeat winners, so Jerry, yeah, well, I think actually Thundercats Wave 3 is going to end up coming out before Wave 2. I don't know exactly when Wave 3 is going to come out, but as I understand it, they're actually going to release Wave 3 before they actually release Wave 2. Guy stuck in the US, Yellow Jacket won that last question. Nobody's won the actual prize yet. Hey, Sock Rocker. Yeah. I've never actually been to their physical store. I've seen pictures. It looks pretty cool. I've been to like their pop up stores that they have, like during San Diego Comic Con, but Michael says the Toxic Avenger, I'm assuming the radioactive rage one that they just announced. He says that looks rad. Yeah, I agree. I like how, with the neon green and everything, and then they did the color changeability. It's funny how they're able to do color changeability in their figures, and Hasbro couldn't give us a color change Zartan. Of course, I guess to be fair, the Toxic Avenger figure is $55. Zartan was $20. So Michael, I'm giving the prizes tonight is $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. So I'll be giving away $300 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store tonight. And conceivably, if you got 3 questions right, you could walk away with all 3. Yeah, Jerry, I saw Unparalleled Universe's tour of the store. He lives out there, so I, I saw a question scroll by earlier. I didn't see who asked it, but somebody was asking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I guess the box set with the turtles in disguise. Those are hitting shelves now. If you're not aware, the Target exclusive. The four turtles wearing the disguises. And according to Randy on Twitter, he said that they're shipping right now three to a case, I guess, and there's more coming. So, like, if you haven't found it yet, he basically said be patient. I don't know if they're going to offer them online. Last time I saw him talk about whether those would be sold online, he was unsure. So I'm wondering if they're not going to actually sell the box sets online or not. And then just today, apparently somebody found the deluxe Muckman figure at Target, so that one is apparently starting to hit shelves as well. Kyle, I don't if you were the one that asked earlier, but no, I've not heard anything new recently on Silverhawks. Abnugler, if you mean the Stern pinball box set from Walmart, because not to be confused with the Loot Crate stuff. But no, I don't think I'm gonna get the I probably will never even see it at my Walmart, but even if I did, I probably would not get it. I've already got the regular Shredder figure, so it's not really worth getting just for a repaint of Shredder. If I didn't have Shredder and I found it, I would. Salome here, she's apparently heard somebody was asking about her, so she has joined us. Brian, we just asked question three, so we've got four more. Let me double check that. Yeah, we've got four more questions to go. I've asked three, and we've got four more to go. Optimus 17, a Black Widow from Iron Man 2. I mean, is that something that I think would be in the Infinity Saga wave that we see tomorrow? Unless it's a store exclusive, definitely not. But my guess is probably not. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe eventually they could maybe do that. Chris, do I think NECA is going to give us a turtle van this year? I do. Last time they talked about it several months ago, they seemed like that was something that we would end up seeing this year. I don't think we'll get the play set. They've talked about doing both the turtle van and the sewer play set. So I think we probably would only see the van this year, but I think the van is the first thing that they're gonna do. And I do think they will end up offering that probably towards the end of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if that's something they show off and announce like in July around San Diego Comic Con time. Being no, I don't know. I haven't heard any new like anything specific for new licenses that they're going to be announcing. I'm wondering when we're going to see their Ultimates Power Ranger figures. I wonder if we might see those tomorrow during the Power Ranger panel. Chris, I don't know. I watched the first episode of Gargoyles. I don't know if you've heard me talk about it, but I never watched the cartoon back in the day. So when it was announced, I started to check it out on Disney Plus. I just haven't had time to go back and really watch it. I probably should have watched it today instead of Thundercats, but so I'm not an expert on Gargoyles. I wouldn't be surprised. I think there's a female gargoyle, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they do the female one next, but I don't know. Ace, not I mean nothing new. I mean, actually McFarlane's been pretty quiet this week, so but I wouldn't expect to see anything on the Suicide Squad movie figure front until we get much closer to the movie release. So, I mean, we didn't see the Justice League stuff until essentially the week of the movie, debuting. So, I really not expecting to officially hear anything on those anytime soon. Do I think the previous G.I. Joe Target exclusives will be put out for regular release? I think some will. Like, I mean, like the Cobra Viper, I think we'll see a regular release of, kind of like they did with the Cobra Soldier, with maybe some less accessories or, some minor variations. Other characters like Beachhead, I I won't say never, but I would. It's probably going to take longer to see something like a Beachhead figure released in the regular line. I could see them doing a variant of Baroness. In fact, I'm almost sure they'll end up doing a variant of Baroness, without the bike and stuff. But do I just think they're going to flat out release all of the figures that were Target exclusive straight up? No. I think we'll see a few here and there that will have variations of some type that they will end up releasing. And my guess is primarily with the army builders. Though I will tell you, like, Major Blood will be a deal breaker for me. So I've been pretty lucky with the Target exclusives. I mean, the last round I had to get up at like the crack of dawn and drive like 40 minutes away and then stand in line for like 2 hours to get them. But I was able to score the last round of Target exclusives, and I was able to score the first round of Target exclusives. But if I not able to get my hands, and I'm not going to pay secondary market prices for any of these, I refuse to pay secondary market prices. So if I can't get my hands on like Major Blood, I think that would be a deal breaker for me. I may have to, they're kind of like the same thing with the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line. There are certain characters that if I can't get, then it's just not worth to keep collecting the line. There are others I don't care nearly as much about. So, if I miss them or, go back and get them at a later date or something, it's not a big deal. But like with GI Joe, Major Blood to me is a pretty major character, so unless like it ends up looking like crap, but if it looks like the artwork that we've seen, I think it's going to be a pretty impressive looking figure. So again, I'm hoping that maybe it'll go up for pre-order tomorrow on Target's website and it'll actually be available for a long enough time that we have a chance at actually getting it. So, and if that's the case, I'll be very happy. But because I mean, let's be honest, it's not so much that it's a Target exclusive, right? It's that we can't get them. That Target is not stocking them in any sufficient number that we can get them. If Target would carry them in any kind of decent number, it wouldn't be that big a deal with them being Target exclusives, at least for those of us in the United States. So it's not so much that it's a Target exclusive, it's that Target is not carrying them in any sufficient number, so they're next to impossible to get. So if Target will fix that, then yeah, it wouldn't be nearly as big a deal. Bean, yeah, McFarlane said he's not going to launch the next Kickstarter until all the figures have shipped out for the first Kickstarter. So I don't know how far along they are on that. But my guess is they'll officially launch the next Spawn Kickstarter again, probably July timeframe. Rock 70 says he passes on Flint and Lady J. Well, I think they look pretty good. I've got mine on pre-order. I'm waiting for them to come in at Big Bad Toy Store. So I don't have mine in hand, but based on the images and reviews that I've seen of them, Flint's shotgun ended up not looking as good as I recall it looking in the original promo images. The end of it looks too fat for some reason. Though I guess it's still an improvement over most of the weapons that we saw with like the first wave of figures. Michael, yeah, I think they will. I think there's a good chance we'll see a Mandalorian Black Series Boba Fett tomorrow. Chris, what do I think of the new Masters of the WWE wave that was revealed today? I think it's a pretty cool wave. All classic characters, so I like that. I'm not really into the more modern characters. So, our first double size figure, bigger size figure with Andre the Giant. So it'll be interesting to see if they use that mold in the actual Masters of the Universe Origins line. I suspect they will. Um, but that was cool. And then the Sergeant Slaughter figure, you know, it's weird seeing Sergeant Slaughter in the Masters of the Universe themed wave, but you know he's there, so that's cool. Junkyard Dog, that's a good one. So William Martinez. Well, I are those the Diamond Select Toys figures? Because Diamond Select Toys is doing 7-inch Invincible figures for their Select line. They're doing Invincible and Omni Man. So those are available pretty much anywhere that sells Diamond stuff. So comic book shops, you know, e-tailers and stuff. I don't know if you're seeing something else. I haven't seen any other recent Invincible figures, but Diamond Select Toys is definitely doing 7-inch scale figures. Sock Rocker, well, I can guarantee you that Walmart's here in my state are just as barren. I went to Walmart and Target. I went to two Targets and Walmart, I think it was yesterday, and they didn't have. Well, that's not true. I did see the Targets had a few things. Like I saw Bo Katan from the Black Series, and I saw one of the Bad Batch guys from the Black Series, and I saw like some of the recent Marvel Legends, the you know, the End of the Spider Verse wave and the House of X wave. I saw some of those figures, but like my Walmart didn't have anything. And like I recently, a couple weeks ago, I don't know if you can see them over here, but I found the Masters of the Universe Origins Triclops and Stratos. They didn't have Hordak or Ram Man though, so I'm still looking for the Hordak and the Ram Man figure. Kyle, I've been seeing a lot of people asking for the Warrior 3 from Thor, but I don't, unless again it's a store exclusive, I don't think we're going to see that here. Commander of Cobra. Lucked out and got the Scareglow and Orko at his local Walmart. I got lucky and got those off of Amazon. Or no, actually it was Walmart. I don't know. It was one of those two, but I actually found, you know, at price, you know, from the actual Walmart. It's always like when you go to Walmart and even Amazon, it's always hard to you know, weed out the second party sellers that have got the prices jacked up. But I got a I I have everything in Origins up until this latest wave, which I'm still missing Hordak. I actually they had Ninjor at the Target, but I went on and passed on him for now. I probably will eventually get him, but I definitely wanted Triclops, and I definitely want Hordak, and I definitely want Ram Man. Do I know? Oh snap! if they're planning on continuing the MCU Origins wave. I'm not sure exactly what are you referring to as the MCU Origins wave. Dustin Steffens says he's thinking the jungle set. I'm assuming you mean that Amazon listing is going to be a Quantum Suit Avenger and accurate. I think it's going to be an Excalibur box set. I think that's what that jungle listing was for. I mean, that's a guess on my part based on what we know about that listing, but that's what my money's on, is that it's going to be the Excalibur box set. Hardline Ray. No, well, you've missed the first 3 questions, but we still have 4 more questions to go, so you can still get in on the action. So let's go on. Actually, time probably need to start ramping up the questions more, because I'm gonna wrap up around 9 o'clock, so we've got about a half hour. So just for you newcomers, real quick, got 4 questions left. There's a total of 7, so I've already asked 3 questions. All these are action figure related tonight. There was 1 cartoon, but that one's already been asked. So the way it works is I'm going to ask the question. The first correct answer that I see come across the screen, I will write their name down, and then their name will go in the bucket. You can get more than 1 question right. At the end of the evening, I'm going to draw 3 names out of the bucket, and those will be the people who win the $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. So giving away 3 different $100 store credits, and if you get more than 1 question right, that not only increases your chances of just having your name pulled at least once, but you could conceivably walk away with more than just $100 store credit. If you get 3 questions right, you could conceivably walk away with $300 worth. So we still got 4 questions left. We have not had any repeat winners yet, so so far nobody's going to walk away with it more than at least $100 store credit. But like I said, we've got 4 questions, so let me mix these up. Oh, I forgot about it. So this one is not toy related. This is, well, it's not toy related. This was the one other non-toy related one. Okay, so what's up, Quinn Comics? All right, so the question is, when was the first time we saw Luke Skywalker wear his Dagobah fatigues outfit? That's the brownish beige outfit that he wears primarily in Empire Strikes Back. But where did we first see him wear that outfit? There we go. Gino Spina, The Muppet Show. Let me write your name down first. So that's correct. So the original Muppet Show from the 70s, Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker were the guest stars on the show, and he actually was wearing the Dagobah fatigues outfit, and that episode premiered before Empire Strikes Back hit theaters. So that was the first time he actually wore that outfit. So congrats, Gino. Your name is now in the bucket. If I, sorry, Jason, if I mispronounced, but I wanted the intent of the question was, where did we first see him in that outfit? Sorry, Austin. Let's see. I have a few questions in here that younger folks should have a decent chance of getting. So we got 3 questions to go. And of course, if you got Disney Plus, you can watch the Muppet Show. So Ab Nugler says Muppets were like getting Target back in the day. That if you're into Star Wars and you've never seen that episode of the Muppet Show, I do, and you have Disney Plus, I do recommend that you go watch it. It's a pretty cool episode. I watched it originally as a kid, so but it's got Luke Skywalker, it's got R2D2, it's got C3PO, it's got Chewbacca. Gonzo dresses up as Darth Vader, and Miss Piggy dresses up as Princess Leia. And like the whole the whole thing of it is they actually portray Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker as 2 different people in the episode. And like Mark Hamill claims that Luke Skywalker is his cousin, and Luke Skywalker comes to the show because somebody has kidnapped Chewbacca, and they're trying him, R2D2, and C3PO are trying to rescue Chewbacca. So it's a pretty cool episode. Um, and if you like the Muppets, then I think it's one you definitely want to check out. I think it's like it's in season 3 or season 4 of the Muppet Show. Well, Austin, if you're 35, I definitely got some questions that you should have a shot at getting. Hey, Snap. Yeah, I haven't watched that episode in a long time, but they just recently put all the Muppet episodes on Disney Plus. So me and my wife's a huge Muppets fan. So we've been slowly going through all the episodes and rewatching them. And it's a little bit depressing, speaking of age, because as I go again, I was a kid when the Muppets first aired, a pretty young kid. So it's kind of depressing when you go back and watch all those episodes because like a vast majority of the guest stars that were on the show are now dead. So it definitely makes you feel old. I, I, I still like the episodes. Um, some of the you can tell as you start if you start watching from like season 1, the show definitely got better, and they got a better I think they got a better grade of guest stars probably as the show became more popular over the years. So like you start out in season 1 and like a lot of the guest stars are maybe not as well known people, and then as you go along, but you see like Sylvester Stallone was a guest star in one of the episodes, and there's a lot of like stars in there that's kind of funny to see. McSheen, I don't remember that the Muppet Baby Star Wars episode. I'll have to maybe go check that. Now the Muppet Baby cartoon, that is something I have not watched in a very long time. Yeah, yeah, Morris Rock 70. So Linda Carter, I forget in which order, but like one episode was Christopher Reeve, and the next episode was Linda Carter, or maybe it was the other way around. But it was funny because essentially they had one episode was Wonder Woman, and the next episode was Superman. I'm not even sure if they have the Bill Cosby episode available on Disney Plus. Was he on? I don't remember him being on the show, but maybe. Yeah, I remember. I remember it was like a YouTube thing, but yeah, I remember that. Do I think McFarlane will come out with any Young Justice figures? I never say never, but I've certainly not heard anything, and it really doesn't seem to follow the track of the type of stuff that Todd's been doing for DC. So again, I never say never, but Damien, Battletoads, are they legit? I mean, my recommendation is I would wait until somebody like a Big Bad Toy Store, if you're worried, wait till somebody like a Big Bad Toy Store puts them up for pre-order. But the company doing those Premium DNA, they say that the Madball figures, that's the first line of figures that they started taking pre-orders for, should be starting to ship to people in about 7 weeks, I believe is what they said on their social media. So, to me, that'll be a big test to see if they're able to actually deliver those. And I mean, they have been showing progress images and everything for the Madball. So, you know, I hope they get released, but I can't predict the future. So, um, and again, like I said, if you want to get them, but you're a little wary about ordering them directly from Premium DNA, then my recommendation would be, wait till somebody like Big Bad Toy Store um, puts them up for pre-order and and get them from there. MK Solid, do I think Todd will make his version of Batman from the 80s into a figure with a Spawn style cape? That would be kind of cool. He's apparently his next design figure is going to be a Wonder Woman figure, so that'll be interesting to see. Like the Batman, like his design Batman figure. Well, he's doing his own design of Wonder Woman as well. So we've seen solicitation overseas taking pre-orders for that. So we haven't seen images, but that'll be interesting to see. Ben from the bunker. Well, they've been making updates on their social media. Like I said, they recently announced on one of their social media pages that they said the Madball figures, which again was their first figures that they started taking pre-orders. So the Madball should be out before the Barnyard Commandos, and the Barnyard Commandos would be out before the Battletoads. So 7 weeks is what they essentially said for the Madballs when we should see actual product, getting starting to get out to people. So if 7 weeks come and go and they're still not delivering, then I would say that's not a good sign. Prime 17. No, I don't think there's a huge chance we're going to see a Ruby Rose Batwoman anytime soon from McFarlane. Jeff, I would love to see somebody make a greatest American hero figure. In fact, I'm gonna next time like NECA's doing questions on Twitter, I'll ask that. I don't know if anyone's asked that. I have a suspicion that perhaps likeness rights would be an issue, like that the you know whoever holds the license for the actual show doesn't actually have likeness rights, which then means they have to go to the individual actors. So that might be something that would hold it up, but I would love to see somebody do Greatest American Hero. Though to be honest, I mean beyond the Greatest American Hero himself, there's not really any other characters from that show that would make for very good action figures. So it would be kind of like a one and done figure. Well, Sock Rocker, McFarlane generally bases a lot of his decisions on what figures get made based on sales data. And I would suspect, I mean, this is just my speculation, but I would suspect that sales data shows that female action figures don't sell as well. So that's probably why they don't do. I mean, they've done Wonder Woman, and they've done some female Mortal Kombat figures and stuff. So it's not like they don't do female figures, but my guess is he probably steers more away from female figures because sales data doesn't show that they sell as well. Someone Bean says someone did ask, did he give a reason? Phil, well, I mean, Greatest American Hero aired on ABC, but I don't know if they actually own the rights to the show. In fact, I would doubt that they do. All right, let's go on and do another question because we've got three more questions to go, and then we still have to draw three names. So, real quick, I'm going to ask a question. First answer I see correct answer that I see come across the screen, I will read out their name and write their name down on the card. Keeping in mind the first correct answer I see on the screen, I got to go by with what I see. Your name will then go in the bucket here, and then at the end of the evening, I will be drawing out three names, and they will win the $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. You can get more than one question right, so you can have your name entered more than once into the bucket. And the more you get right, the better your chances of winning, and possibly the more you can win. Now, the three remaining questions are all action figure based. I was just saying, this, if you're 35, I think this is a question you should be able to answer if you're 35 or older. What line was the Toy Biz Series 1 Marvel Legend Toad figure originally supposed to be part of? So, what is the name of the line that the Toad figure that was eventually released in the first wave of Marvel Legends, what was it initially actually made to be part of? And it's not Marvel Legends. The Toad figure in that first Toy Biz Marvel Legend wave was actually not intended to be a Marvel Legend figure. All right, I'm gonna take. It's kind of a partial answer, but I'm not gonna be super Jeopardy like. So I'm gonna give it to Alan, which was the first one to answer X-Men Classic. So technically, the full name of the line was called X-Men Classics Evolution of X, which were two packs. There was only actually one set released, which was a two-pack that featured a comic book based Wolverine figure and a movie based Wolverine figure. That was the only one that was actually released in this line, which again, the full name was X-Men Classics Evolution of X. And I believe, if I remember, I don't know if technically it was a KB Toys exclusive, but I think that was the only place that actually carried it. The Toad figure was created. It was going to be a two pack with a movie version of Toad and the comic book version of Toad, but they panned the line and then moved to Spider-Man Classics and then Marvel Legends, and they ended up sticking the Toad figure. So the Toad figure has very much sculpted like Marvel Legend sculpt. It doesn't have the articulation that is on par with the other Marvel Legend figures. It is much less articulated than the other figures in that first wave. So you can pretty much, if you have that figure, you can pretty much see that it wasn't actually really a Marvel Legend figure. And that's why, because it was originally intended for this less articulated evolution of X-Men Classic line. So, Alan, your name is going on the back of this card. And your name now enters the bucket. So, can't see her because she's on my lap, but Salome's watching over the bucket, make sure no funny business happens. Austin says, I was in high school and more interested in girls and toys when this Toad figure came out. It's funny because I was this it came out that the Wolverine this line came out in 2001. So I literally was like just starting out doing Toy News International, which was actually back then called American Dream Comics and Collectibles. So I was just starting to get into covering the stuff um, when that set came out. Now the actual line was called Evolution of X, X-Men Classics Evolution X. You might be thinking of there's other sets out there. There's some sets based on the X-Men Evolution cartoon, but this is something different. This is a movie figure and a comic book based figure, and the only one that was released was Wolverine, but Toad was going to be the second 2-pack released. A guy stock in the US. No, not tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be any Ghostbuster news tomorrow because there's not a Ghostbuster panel happening tomorrow. The 6 panels that are going to take place tomorrow are Fortnite, Transformers, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, and Star Wars. And I believe that's the order they will go in, starting at 11 a.m. And the final panel will start at 4 p.m. and end at 5 p.m. And then everything that's announced, or most of the stuff I should say is announced. Stuff they might tease some stuff that doesn't go up for pre-order tomorrow, but anything that's going up for pre-order will go up for pre-order like around 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time tomorrow after the event ends. Yeah, I tried to make since we were giving away $300 worth of store credit, I thought I tried to make them a little hard, but they're also mostly toy related tonight too, so. Crash, if that's how you pronounce your name. Sorry if I mispronounce it. But no, I don't have the Blitzway Inspector Gadget figures, but everything I've seen and heard, would indicate that they're good figures. Mario, yeah, I agree. It would be cool if we see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Power Ranger mashup figures from the comic book series. Michael, I don't know. You would think, some of these TV shows McFarlane would do more figures of, but I mean, let's be honest. If it's not Batman, McFarlane has not been too keen on doing it. But hopefully, as we go into the second year of multiverse stuff, hopefully, we'll start to see more than just Batman stuff. Austin, do I think they might do a vintage re-release of the old Kenner Ghostbuster Firehouse? I won't say impossible. I mean, definitely it's not going to be announced tomorrow. It's hard to say. I mean, I really feel like Ghostbusters has not been performing well for Hasbro. I mean, that's just my feeling, primarily because I see those plasma figures sitting everywhere. And even like those retro Ghostbuster figures, I've seen more than once at my my Walmart store. So I don't know how well those Ghostbusters items are really selling for Hasbro. That Ecto 1, every time I go into Target, I see that sitting on the shelf. So obviously when the movie comes out, that will perhaps make a difference. But if the movie doesn't do like isn't successful, if it ends up being a dud or what have you, I definitely my feeling would be that Hasbro will end up dropping that license. So um but again, with the Firehouse, I won't say it's impossible, but definitely it's not going to be something we see tomorrow. Sock Rocker. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I think part of it is, I mean, so many like, with the Plasma series stuff, with them doing just the original Ghostbusters again. I mean, we've had so many companies do the original Ghostbusters. We had Mattel do them, we've had Mezco do them, we've had, so I just feel like they've kind of been overdone already. The market has kind of been saturated with those. I feel like if Hasbro had maybe started out with something like the real Ghostbusters, Plasma Series real Ghostbuster figures from the cartoon, that would have been much more successful, but I don't know. Quinn Comics says if Hasbro made real Ghostbusters in 6 inch, they would sell. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I understand from what kind of I guess the thought process was, the original Ghostbuster actors are going to be the most recognizable to the general public. But I think the problem with that line of thinking is it didn't take into account that those versions of the Ghostbusters have just been done so often, with Mattel having done them most recently. I mean, it was just like what, a year or so ago that the Mattel figures were sitting on the shelves. So I just feel like, and then Diamond Select Toys had also done those versions of the characters and stuff. So I just feel like, again, the market was saturated with, the Bill Murray and those original, Ghostbuster movie versions. So I feel like if Hasbro had started, even though maybe the real Ghostbuster cartoon figures aren't as recognizable, I think if they had started with those, it would have gone better. Now, of course, the other thing to take into consideration when Hasbro was planning this line out, they didn't realize that the movie was going to be, the new movie was going to be delayed as long as it's been delayed. So that also, I'm sure, has made a major impact on that line. Um, my guess is they were going to start things off with just the original Ghostbusters, and then soon after they were going to release all the new Afterlife toys. And so when that didn't happen, that caused this huge drought of anything new, and people weren't that interested in the plasma, the original movie Ghostbuster guys and stuff. And so it's kind of just, COVID has not been kind to Hasbro with is in regards to Ghostbusters is kind of my feeling. All right, we're down to 2 questions. Since I just went over the rules here, again, I'm going to ask the question here. First answer I see come across the screen. Name goes in the bucket. At the end of the evening, I'm going to draw 3 names out of the bucket. You can get more than 1 question right. So the second to last question. I guess I lied again. This is not toy related. This is comic book related. But it is a fairly modern question. So no excuses for being too young. Okay, maybe it's not super modern, but it's kind of in keeping with current things. So what alias did John Walker, who of course is U.S. agent, is in the new Falcon and the Winter Soldier series, but this is comic book based. So what alias did John Walker use that is also based on an alcohol drink? So Johnny Walker is an alcohol drink, which is kind of what the John Walker name is based on. But he went for a little while based on a different alias. I better make sure none of you guys of a different alias that was also based on an alcohol drink. A brand, I should say. Jack Daniels. Clay, you got the answer right. So yes, for a time, they faked his death. They faked John Walker's death, and he started going by the name Jack Daniels. So, Clay, your name is going into U.S. Patriot is not a name of an alcohol. It was actually Super Patriot. That was his costume alias that he started out with before he became Captain America, and then eventually U.S. Agent. But Super Patriot is not the name of an alcohol brand. All right, so we got one more question of the night to go. So I'm going to be asking it here in just a minute because we're getting close to 9 o'clock. We're probably going to go a little bit over 9 o'clock, but so before we get to the final question, I'm going to give you guys, I kind of, sorry, Salome is sitting on my lap. So I'm trying to reach over to the mouse. So, as my own kind of little reveal for tomorrow, assuming that they do show us the Infinity Saga figures, I tried to give kind of a hint on Marvelous News today. But for those of you who are wondering, I didn't just randomly post this on Marvelous News today for no reason. But the set that's been listed as from Thor 3, we will treat this as rumor until it's officially confirmed, but based on information I've seen, that should be a Thor Ragnarok version of Suture. So I don't know exactly how big it will be, You know, he kind of changed sizes in the movie. The price point on it, you know, is around $50. So I do expect it to be bigger than a normal figure. But will it be super giant size, you know, like he was at the end of the movie? I don't know if he'll be that big. My guess is he'll probably be on par with the size he was at the beginning of the movie, which should be bigger than a normal figure, but not like supersized like a mountain. So again, that's rumor, but I feel, you know, assuming that they do in fact show us the Infinity Saga figures tomorrow, which of course is completely rumored, all are completely rumored. None of the Infinity Saga figures or even the Infinity Saga line has been officially confirmed by Hasbro, but again, I am suspecting that will be officially revealed tomorrow, and so we should be seeing this figure tomorrow, if so. That only leaves one other figure in the Infinity Saga line that I haven't talked about, other than the three store exclusives, which I don't have any clue what the store exclusives are going to be. But there's one regular figure which should be based on the first Iron Man movie, which I think will probably be the coolest figure in the series, which I definitely hope they reveal tomorrow, because I definitely want to see it. Okay, so let's get to the last question. Last trivia question of the night. So, again, for anyone just now joining, there's been a total of 7 questions asked. 6 have already been asked, and we've got one more. So there's a total of 7 questions. We've had no repeat winners tonight. So it looks like unless we get a repeat winner with the last question, it looks like there's going to be 3 different winners tonight. But I'm going to ask this final trivia question. The first correct answer I see come across the screen, I will call out their name, write their name on the card, and then put it in the bucket. And then after that, we will draw 3 names out of the bucket, and those people will walk away tonight with $100 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. So, good luck to everybody. Now, this one I think is probably the easiest question of the night. What year did Hasbro take over the Marvel Legends line from Toy Biz? What year did Hasbro take over the Marvel Legends line from Toy Biz? Bean 2099. Congrats, man. 2007 is the year Hasbro started doing Marvel Legends. So Bean has played trivia before and managed to get his name in the bucket before, but I don't think he walked away as a winner. So perhaps tonight will be Bean's lucky night. Okay, so no repeat winners tonight. So we've got 7 different names in the bucket, and 3 of those people will be leaving tonight with $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. Salome is here. We'll mix them up here. Okay, so here is the first card, the first name of the night to be drawn. Geno's, sorry if I mispronounce your last name, Spina, but who got the Muppets question right, the Luke Skywalker Muppets question right. So congrats. You are a winner of $100 store credit to Big Bad Toy Store. So here after I draw the other two names, I'll give you the email address that I want you to contact me, and I'll also put it in the video description below when this becomes a regular video. But essentially, you will just email me to claim your prize. Two more to go. Gabe 99, who got the Marvel Legend exclusive that was released as part of a comic book question right. So Gabe, I think that was the first question of the night, wasn't it? Congrats to them. All right, one more. Yeah, I have the final winner's name in my hand. I have not yet looked at it. The final winner of the night is, if I had a drum roll, I'd be playing it. Yellow Jacket, who got the toy company that started out as a magazine question right, which was Super 7. So Yellow Jacket is our third winner of the evening. So again, just to recap, Gino, Spina, Gabe 99, and Yellow Jacket are our three winners of the night. So you can contact me at JAY at the letter E, news, NEWS, and then the letter I.com. Again, I will put that down in the video description when this becomes a normal video. I don't know if our winners, I see Yellow Jacket there. Gabe. I didn't see if Gino is still here. Gino might have left the building, but I'll give them, I'll give them 24 hours, throughout tomorrow. They can come back and check, and if they're not here, can claim their prize. But congrats, guys. So hopefully you guys had a fun time tonight. Maybe even funner than watching people dressed up in Transformer costumes singing. But as always, I appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight. I'm debating. I almost definitely will be doing a regular news video tomorrow after all the Hasbro reveals. Oh, besides Hasbro, Diamond Select, and I don't know why they picked this day. The day that Hasbro is doing their big thing. Diamond Select Toys is doing their own streaming thing, where they're going to be showing off some new products and reveals, which I believe is supposed to start at 12 noon Eastern time. So, like I said, probably the worst day that they could do it, because whatever they show is probably going to be overshadowed by all the Hasbro news. But there you go. So, definitely we'll be doing a news video tomorrow, a regular news video tomorrow, going over all the latest reveals that happen tomorrow. I don't know 100% if I'm going to do a live stream this Sunday, since I'm doing the live stream now. I might, but I won't guarantee it. So just, if you're around on Sunday, just kind of keep an eye out. I'll probably make a post or something, letting you know. But again, not 100%. So, to be honest, it really kind of depends on how the weather is. Because if it's a nice day out, me and my wife may go out and just enjoy the day. So that's really what it kind of hinges on. Again, since I'm doing the live stream now, I don't necessarily know if we need to do 2 in the week. But if I'm here and what have you, then I may, and especially if there's just a lot to talk about, I may. But I do again want to thank everybody who came in tonight. And hopefully tomorrow will be an exciting day with a lot of cool reveals. If those damn G.I. Joe figures are Target exclusives, then hopefully maybe we'll keep our fingers crossed that Target will actually make them somewhat readily available for pre-order and what have you. But yeah, I guess that's it. So as always, guys, subscribe to the channel, stay safe out there, hit the like button, and I will catch you guys later. Hey, thanks for watching today's video, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification so alerted every time I upload a new video. And be sure to head over to the Toy News International and Marvelous News message boards communities. It's a great place to talk toys and win cool contests like $100 store credits to Big Bad Toy Store. And remember, action figures are great.